Bagh, the Tiger. By Howard Anderson Musser. In India, nighttime marches are necessary on account of the heat of the day. So, we shoulder our guns, and usually walk a block ahead of the bull carts, for a chance to shot at a wild animal before it is disturbed by the noise of the carts, and some of my choicest deer horn trophies were thus secured. But sometimes, when we reach a smooth piece of road, we lie down for a nap if it is intensely dark. I was lying down sound asleep in my cart with my cook, and the guide ahead with their lantern and big cudgels, and it certainly was dark. The trees overhung the road, the grass was 7 feet high, and came right up to the hubs of the cart wheels. We were miles from a village. I felt a hand stealthily lift up the canvas at the back of my cart, and then my leg was pulled. This was not the first time my cook had pulled my leg, but he awoke me, and I, sitting up, quickly said, "Kia hai. What is it?" He answered, "Dekho sahib. Ek motor Bagh nazdik hai. Das foot lamba. Master, a big tiger 10 feet long is nearby." I looked to my gun carefully, and then crawled out into the road. Anton went ahead, and showed me a big hole in the grass down low to the ground, and pointing to it said, "He went in there, sir." I said, "When did you first see him?" He said, "Sir, we were walking along half asleep, when we came right on it lying there in the road." The Hindu guide said to it, "Sir, get out of our way," but it only made teeth at us. Then we threw stones at it, and soon it got up and made more teeth at us, and went in there. I had not yet shot my tiger, and was most eager to do so. "So," I said rather testily to Anton, "why didn't you call me at once? Don't you know that a tiger skin is worth as much in America as you get for a year's work? Don't you know, a man-eating tiger killed will bring in much money for the mission? Why did you let it get away without a word to me?" He said, "Sir, I'll tell you tomorrow morning." I took the lantern from the shaking guide, and crawled into the hole in the grass, and walked about 50 feet into the jungle trying to get a glimpse of the beast, but silence was everywhere, so I soon realized I was doing a foolhardy thing, and went back to the cart and lay down again, after cautioning them both to always call me at once if they saw any wild beast in the road. All night long we crawled slowly along, and by daylight had come to the regular camping owner's place. As we sat around waiting for the tea and chapatis to be made ready, a doodwalla, or milkman, came past. I called to him, and when he came up timidly, thinking he was going to be held up, as so many of the native officials do, I told him not to fear but come close, as I would not harm him. He finally came up, and set down his 2 brass pots of milk, and I asked him if there were any wild animals around. He shrugged his shoulders and said, "Sir, last evening time in our village, back off the road a few miles, there was a happy family in their hut, and the father was playing with his little son, but he will never do so any more. He went out into the jungle to cut wood, and a great tiger seized him, and we followed him to his lair, but could only hear the tiger eating him. The little boy is crying for his papa, but he will never come back to play with him." This then was the beast we had encountered. Gorged with the body of the man, he chose a quiet spot where no beast could surprise him easily. He lay down to digest his first meal, and would go back for another feed soon. I went back to the place the next day, and hunted carefully about, but no trace of the man-eater was to be found. He was evidently miles away by that time. The government gives a large reward for proof that a man-eater has been killed, and the best proof is the stomach and contents presented for examination at the office of the Deputy Commissioner. On my return to the camp, I called Anton to me and said, "Now, Anton, give me your reason for not calling me to shoot the tiger last night." He stood on one leg and then on the other and scratched the ground with his big toe and finally said, "Sir, when we left the bungalow, when I looked back, I saw the Mem Sahib beckoning to me, and I ran back and she said to me, 'Anton, the Sahib is very fearless and will get into very great danger. Will you promise me faithfully that you will try to keep him out of all the danger you can?' I answered her, 'I promise to do it, Mem Sahib.' Now, sir, if you had been seized by that tiger last night, and badly hurt or killed, how could I ever have faced the Mem Sahib on my return?" I turned away to smile and said, "All right, Anton, you did right. You may go. We are friends again." A celebrated man-eater had killed and eaten 14 men, women and children, and all the country within a radius of 50 miles was terrorized by him. He would disappear after eating part of a body and then suddenly appear 10 miles away with another kill. The British authorities were finally notified of the facts, and the deputy commissioner, an English gentleman, hurried to the scene of the last 5 killings. All at the same spot. It seems that the mail was carried to an inland post office on the back of a runner, and at a certain spot, where the runner leaped across a small streamlet, thus causing the little bell, on the end of his staff to tinkle, a tiger would spring out of the tall grass, and always strike the same spot, and seize the poor man, and with one great leap disappear into the deep grass. The runners were all Mohammedans, and believed in Kismet, or fate, or in the expressive Urdu, Jo ho so hoga, Jo ho so high, whatever is to be will be. They made no effort to escape the fate of the former runner. The Englishman, dressed in native clothes, took his express rifle for his staff to hang the mail sack on, came trotting down the road until he came to the spot where the killing had always occurred. Then he jingled the little bell, and instead of leaping across the stream he brought his gun to his shoulder quickly, and the great striped beast leaped on the same spot, and the bullet pierced his heart, and the king's mail is no longer disturbed on that little route. The end.